Alright, Sonic fans, so IDW Sonic issue 85 released today, Wednesday, March 11, 2026, and it's still considered questionable or contentious by some fans, particularly regarding its place in the continuity following Sonic Frontiers. If you remember Sonic Frontiers, it started out great and then it started getting criticized for different reasons. I think the storyline was one reason and the gameplay was another reason. And there's concerns that this comic might get the same thing that happened to the game. So while some fans are praising the characterization of Sage, the ongoing confusion about when the Frontiers game takes place relative to the comics and how that affects character development remains a sticking point. I know there have already been some fans who have read the comic today, on the release date that is, so I know that there's still some mixed reactions in there, not as bad as the debate last week on the comic, but there's still some mixed reactions, but not much as the debate that happened last week. So this is why it's considered questionable by some fans. The timeline and continuity hiccups, although the IDW comics are considered canon, placing the events of Sonic Frontiers within the comic timeline has been difficult. Initial assumptions that Frontiers would occur after issue 83 were challenged, with some suggesting that the game fits best before issue 68, despite still creating unavoidable continuity issues. And then there's Sage's interrogation. So issue 85, along with the immediate surrounding issues starting around issue 84, introduces Sage from Frontiers. Fans are debating the interrogation of her character and her relationship with Belle and Metal Sonic, with some questioning the rapid development of these relationships compared to the game's narrative. There's also contradictory character arcs. The questionable nature arises from the feeling that character development in the comic might not perfectly align with the emotional status of the characters immediately after the events of Frontiers. And suspicion of writing. Some fans have expressed skepticism, needing confirmation on whether writer Ian Flynn is managing this specific arc to ensure Sage's characterization matches her portrayal in Frontiers. Despite these concerns, early reception suggests that fans are enjoying the sisterly dynamic between Sage and Belle, even if the surrounding timeline feels murky. So I think the comic is good, but it does make sense that fans are kind of upset about the fact that, so it makes sense. So I think this comic is really good, but it does make sense about the fact that Sonic Frontiers is in here. I'm hoping Sonic Frontiers can be a one-shot comic so they could get like the whole storyboard instead of just adding scenes into a comic. That's my thought. Just like Sonic Racing Crossworlds, how they released that comic to celebrate the game. They had that as a one-shot comic, meaning that the whole thing is about a game. So there was also a Sonic Prime one, as I believe, that released in October. I don't know for sure, but I know it had to have been last year. There was a Sonic Prime IDW issue based on the Netflix series Sonic Prime that ran for 3 seasons. That was an awesome show. I've actually watched it on YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on that notifications bell. And please follow me on X, formerly Twitter, at TailsAimyHQ. See you in the next one.